Dr. Mrs. Temitope Olanre-Alade, Founder, Creative Director, Ibile Vogue. Dr. Mrs. Temitope Olanre-Alade is a renowned TVET expert, fashion entrepreneur, educational administrator, and the founder and creative director of Ibile Vogue, an award-winning Afropolitan fashion brand. With over 28 years of experience, she has made a remarkable impact on Nigeria's technical and vocational education sector by developing innovative curricula, establishing vocational institutions, and empowering thousands of women and young people with practical skills for sustainable livelihoods. An internationally recognized leader in fashion and vocational education, she has represented Nigeria as a delegate of the United States Commercial Service at the prestigious Magic Fashion Buyers Show in Las Vegas since 2015, fostering global partnerships and promoting Nigerian creativity on the world stage. Through her leadership in fashion entrepreneurship, institutional development, and educational excellence, Dr. Olanre-Alade continues to inspire innovation, economic empowerment, and skill development. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in warmly welcoming Dr. Mrs. Temitope Olanre-Alade.
Good afternoon, church. Yeah, this is home for me, and I'm sure a lot of people here are familiar with me. I'm not a guest, and I also would use the opportunity to thank the pastorate and the CSR team. You know, there's this saying that Jesus was not honored in Nazareth, and most of the time our giftings are not recognized in our domain. And so I just want to commend the church and appreciate the church for being able to see, you know, even from inside. There are a lot of people here who are gifted, but because, you know, we are family, I see you every time. It's the likelihood of tapping into your gifting is very low. So I take this as a great opportunity and privilege, and I thank God for that. I'm a TVET expert, and I went into TVET at a time when it was unpopular, when people would ask you, you know, what's TVET? And it was very unpopular because well, let me tell you what TVET is. Can anybody tell me what TVET is? Huh? No, not a direct. TVET is an acronym. Do we have anybody who can try? Can you try? TVET is an acronym. Yes, technical, vocational, training, yeah, technical, vocational education training. That's what TVET is. I went into TVET over almost 3 decades ago, and it was very unpopular because people were sending their children to school to study law, engineering, and, you know, just want to get into the corporate setting so that you can make your family proud. And that was the time I went into TVET. Why did I go into TVET? Because I failed as a banker. I went into banking for the wrong reasons. I love hats. I'm a creative person. I have entrepreneurship in my DNA. I could sell anything. I can sell you. Try me. As in, that's how easy selling is for me. I can package rubbish for you and convince you that this rubbish, you need it, or in this rubbish there is sense there. So, and you know some people who go to school to study marketing, but there are some that is actually inborn for them. So, and that's the kind of person I am. We're all wired differently. That's how I am wired. So it's easy for me to sell, to negotiate, to make people. I have the compelling, you know, a persuasive gifting. I can make you see value in something that probably you had even naturally overlooked. But I went into banking because I wanted to work in a place where my parents would be proud of me. I was born and raised on the campus of Obafemi Awolowo University. Then it was Unife. So I was raised on that campus, staff school, and all of that. And I came to Lagos for the first time to be a copper, to serve. I got a job. I was given a job in OAU when I graduated, which was an easy way to success. Ready-made job. My parents were university staff, so they didn't want me. I'm the first child and the only daughter. So you live in Ife, go to Lagos. That's risky. They didn't want me to just go Lagos. Lagos. But I was, a young girl. I wanted to see the world. So I felt, well, that's the first place to start to see the world is Lagos. So I left Lagos. I remember the first day I was leaving Ife. I entered the bus. And anybody who understands Ife very well, that Lagiri. I entered Lagos bus. And I looked back. I saw my mom crying. She was just doing like this, that. And I told myself, I will make this woman proud. I will not get to Lagos and mess myself up. And so when I got to Lagos, I was posted to a secondary school, and I went to meet the principal. Please, can you reject me? Please, ma'am, reject me. The woman said, why should I reject you? I told her I don't want to work in school. She said, I don't want to serve in school. She said, I need you. I will not reject you. So I left and I went. I left her office and I went to, my 2 bus stop. There is a ferry there. I entered ferry because I was afraid to enter Molwe bus. I called my mother and asked, how are they coping in Lagos? In Ife, if you want to enter bus, the bus will park. You will walk into the bus. This Lagos, everybody, mommy, go woman, sorry, killing you. You will. So I will just be there, hoping our own bus will come and park for me, and I'll be there. And so I went to enter the ferry, and I got to Marina, and I looked. When I got to Marina, I looked at those tall buildings. And I told myself, which one would you say you are working at, and your mom, your people, your family will be proud? I saw this building, brown, Mama Katangura house. If I'm working in this one, our family were proud. So I walked into the building. I went to the HR office, and I got there. I saw the secretary. The secretary told me, he asked me, what do you? I said, I want to see. So those days they will put your name on the name on your door. So I went there, and the guys went in. There were like 6 people waiting to see the man. So I expected that they would tell me to also be on the queue. The guy came out, the secretary came out and said that I should come inside. So I went in. I'm telling you this story for a reason, and I believe that you would pick 1 or 2 things from it. And I went in, I saw the man. The man said he was attending to someone, but there's a couch. He said I should sit. So I sat. They gave me drink, they gave me biscuits. I was afraid. I could not take it because I was wondering, why would they tell me to come in before the people I met? Immediately the man finished with the person he was attending to. He said, oh, mommy, come. How is Sheon? I said, Sheon. Who is Sheon? And then he said, Sheon Olanre-Alade. I said, no, sir. But he said, you are from Ife. Look, let me tell you, there's some doors you are so scared to knock. God has already opened them for you. The man just said, I thought Sheon sent you. Apparently that man has a daughter in Ife, school in Ife. So anytime he hears somebody is coming from Ife, he thinks his daughter sent the person to come and collect money. Those days, there was no transfer of money. I'm speaking like 30 years ago now. And he said, okay, so the man that was smiling and there was his face just changed to business face. He said, okay, so what can I do for you? And I said, Daddy, I'm a copper. I want to serve here. He said, so what should I do? But I said, please, I don't want to serve in school. I want to serve here. He said, but why? I said, because I don't want to start my life. Teachers, their life is slow. I want to start my career on a fast. I couldn't tell the man that I want to serve in a place that has fine building. I just sat down. And the man looked at me and said, I was very skinny. He said, where did you get this kind of goodness? I said, he said, we pay only 1,000 for copper. I said, for coppers. I said, yeah, I will take it. He said, okay, I will reward your bravery. because I don't know where that. And he told the secretary, type a letter to NYC office in Sabot, tell them, give us your details. That was how I got into banking. I got what I wanted. But I failed as a banker because I went into banking for the wrong reasons. I was not wired to be a banker. I was wired for what I'm doing today, TVET. I was wired to teach. I was wired for creativity. I was wired to use my hands to make money. But because of, peer pressure and family expectation, you just want to, this woman has suffered. I also want her to say, oh, my daughter works in a bank. I don't know if this story hits anybody in this room today. And that's how I told myself. After I served in the bank, that man helped me. He knew that my alawi was too small. He said I should be coming to his house to teach his children. So he was paying me. God just opened a big door for me in that place. But I was not meant for that industry because I failed woefully as a banker. I was always drawing designs in the banking hall as a cashier. Somebody who said they like my dress. Instead of me you pay me. So to confirm the money, I will be drawing styles for all my colleagues. At the end of the day, I will have shortage. At the end of the month, my salary will not be complete. So I was struggling, but I was wearing suits, nice shoes. I love fashion. I just wanted to work in a place where I can express that part. And I felt teachers weren't dressing well enough. Not now, it's because I'm a teacher. I'm a successful teacher. Now, I'm a proud teacher. So that was how, after a couple of, after serving, I got a job in a bank, and then after they were tired of me, the day they wanted to downsize like this, I was one of the first people they fired. They just told me that, I cried. I was pregnant. I was just, I just got married. I was pregnant for my first child. We needed that money at that time. I felt that something bad had happened to me. But today, I always thank God that it took me out of that wrong route. I was on the wrong lane. I was always buying gold, buying things, no social life. I was always but I was never fulfilled. The only part that fulfilled me was I dress, I'm Amura. But that was not really me, per se. And so when I got home, I went to the mirror. I looked myself in the eye. I told myself, Temitope, it's time for brain reset. So with my tummy, I was like 4 months gone then. I went to a tailor who was down my street, and I told her, meanwhile, while I was in uni, I had learned how to sew before. I had learned, so during my free period, I will go to Old Buka. Anybody who knows OAU very well, I will go and sit. Hey, Gracie for here. I would go and sit with the woman. She would teach me how to sew, but I was using it to make my own outfit. So when that bank thing happened, I just knew that it is time. You are married. Your husband needs your support. It is time for you to now get serious with this hobby. So I was always sitting with the woman. I learned how to sew. Then I would ask my husband, please, I want to buy a machine. He would say, yeah, wait. Then one day I told myself, my destiny cannot be waiting for, I need to start this thing now. So there's a friend I have. She has this machine. She's a caterer. She has this machine in her house that she used to just pack things on top. So I went to borrow it. Ibile Vogue is a multiple award-winning fashion brand today, but it started with a borrowed machine. So I am here today to tell you that you don't really need money. That startup that you think is money that is delaying, it is not money. You are not ready. When you are ready, you will start. When my husband leaving the house, I have a PowerPoint, but this is how I teach actually. When he leaves, he's going to out of the house, then he will drop 200 naira on the table for me. 200 naira, then will be like somebody dropping maybe, I don't know, it's bankers that can help me. Is it 2,000? Now we're talking like over 20 years ago, like 25, 26 years ago, sir. So he will just drop it. And I know that there's one woman that used to carry one bag. That's why I collect money from one woman that sells pure water for me across there. So I will drop that money. I will not do frivolities. I would drop that money with it. So I went to pay another woman whom I felt could teach me better than the first woman. I didn't tell my husband. I will leave the house. Once he leaves for work, I will go and learn. Because he still thinks I should go and get another job. Yes. So I will leave the house, I will go. One day he came back to the house. He had to travel from work, so he had to close early. And then he got home. His nephew lived with us, was living with us then. And said, Yanko, said, learn sewing. And my husband didn't know. That one just, so I said, sewing, learn. Oh, we not see on Benyemo. Do you know the place? This guy just brought my husband. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh. He now said, well, don't worry, is that what you want to do? I said, yes, don't dodge again. Just be doing it. Stop sneaking out and be going to learn. I'm telling all of this. Some of us, I've heard women. I have a coaching foundation to women in business. I started from Ogun State. And it has really grown. Some of them are even, they have starting from home, they have 5 shops now. I always tell them that if you say, my husband is not encouraging me, my brother is not encouraging me, he's not giving me money for business, he will not let me do this work, you are not ready. Because I started that business from my sitting room. I hired someone who could sew better than me, and I started that business from that sitting room. And he would sit on pin. My husband would sit on pin and say, yeah, this thing cannot work. I said, I started that because I could not overburden a new baby. That's the business. With too much overhead. Some of us want to start business. Pastor said something the other, Pastor Bayo said it, that somebody gave him a bill of 65 million. You are looking for help. You are giving that kind of, the person that wants to help you, does he even, yeah. If that vision is important to you, you will skip meals for it. There was a time my social life was 0. If you invite me for a party, I'm not coming. Because if nothing is chasing me, I'm chasing something. So whatever is recently I started going for Owambe again because I feel that I have gained stability. Those days I can't afford it. I couldn't. And you know how we are in this society. Look at her. She couldn't even buy So to avoid all those stories that would kill my morale, I would just stay off. So that was how I got into fashion. And I started, that one borrowed machine with that one woman, in 6 months, at the balcony of my house, we're living upstairs. So the upstairs, good enough, it had a balcony that was like the size of this part of the altar. So that was, and those 200 naira, I made my first cutting table. I was using it for both cutting and ironing. I was still doing those 200 naira. Every Monday, I'll go to Tom Jones. I'll buy scissors. I'll buy buttonhole machine. I was doing all those things. Then one day, my husband just felt, this thing is becoming too big for the house. And he paid for my first shop. Yes, because it just fell. And we went for an event at Christ Church, Redeemed Christ Church. They invited me to come for an exhibition. I told them I don't have anything, I should come. So I took what I had. And then we were there. And I didn't even have money to get a stand. It was a friend's stand that we shared. So by the time I put my things out, it had overshadowed our own goods. Senator Tokumba Fikuyomi was the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism on Lagos State then. And so it was moving. You know how when they want to open an exhibition, they move from one stall to another. By the time he got to my stall, he said, what's the name of the business? I told him, Ibile Vogue. He said, Ibile Vogue. Wow. You are even expressing the Ibile. I was mixing Adire and Ashoke as far back as, it wasn't popular then. I was just playing with my creativity. And the man said, that they should put my name on those that are going to Spain for the African Renaissance show. And you know what happened? That day I begged my husband to take me. I begged him to come. He said he would drop me. I said, come now, stay. We will not stay long. So my husband was sitting, let's say this is the store. He was sitting somewhere there. And so when he saw the commissioner was really engaging me, he came. just stood like this. He stood like, yeah. So as he was saying it, the man was asking questions. I just started hearing his voice say, we. So that day, we got to my husband. As we were going home, my husband said, yeah, we need to register this name before somebody steals it. I'll pay. He paid for registration. That was when, it was the following week, he got an agent to get me a shop. He paid for my shop, got me a generator. Sometimes we need to prove to people that we are worth investing in. You need to do your best. Start with every little thing you have and prove that you are worth that investment. Don't start by asking for money, because nobody wants to, what's that thing? Tete? What's that? Gamble with their money now. If you come and ask me that you want to start a business now, if I've not seen your track, I won't give you the money, even if I have it. I'll give somebody that I know that, what he try, what he shade this, he has done this, he has done that. So all of these things, when you know, in my maybe I should use maybe I should use this slide a bit. So in my experience with TVET, I started this business at home. I got awards. They were taking me everywhere. I got nominated to be a delegate of the U.S. Commercial Service. The first time I was going to get a visa, I didn't beg. I went as a delegate of the U.S. Commercial Service to Las Vegas for the Magic Fashion Buyers Show. And I qualified to go every year. And that was even how the members of my family got their visas, because I would just apply that I want to go with my kids. I want to go with my husband. And so it came quite easy for us. That thing that will take you to your throne, God has put it in you. You don't need to struggle. Just be in your natural habitat and be diligent. Keep showing up. Has the road been easy? No. With 27 awards, back to back, going for fashion shows in Europe every year, back to back, I still had moments that I was very proud when you said you would say. Some of us, we don't want people to see our weaknesses. We don't want to. Because anybody in business, only Jack will say anytime. It can just happen. It doesn't mean you're quite careless. It's just part of the terrain. It's just part of the things you experience in the business terrain. So, TVET, for us, let me just tell you, let me just continue with this flow. So I was doing my business and it was growing, and we became, because I love to teach, I started teaching, and that was how a school in Abeokuta called me to come and start their fashion and creative art department. I started it, and at some point they needed to get certification. They needed to get accreditation with the London City and Guilds for that school. And anybody who knows about London City and Guilds, their exams are not cheap. So this school had to pay for us. Today, as I stand, I have 13 London City and Guilds certificates, and I'm a certified quality assurance assessor with the National Board for Technical Education. So, how did tailoring got me into TVET? Because I did not sit with cutting. I must know how to do. Sometimes we are majoring in the minors. You want to know how to, even if you know how to sew agbada for Tinubu today, let me tell you, there are some places that I would be respected as a professional in the TVET sector that you will just be seen as a tailor. So how do you take your skill from me just being a skill to professionalism? How? At some point, we needed people who would, Nigeria is suffering today. We have economic downturn because we are a consuming country. We are not a producing country. The parts that we are supposed to take and carry on our head is the one we laid on the ground and we are stepping on. People don't want their children to go and learn trades because of prestige. Because your friend will say, oh my God, law university or mechanic. But do you know how many mechanics are paying bills of graduates, first class graduates today? They are all around us. So we should stop deceiving ourselves. I need water. We should stop deceiving ourselves. And thank you. That's okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so around this room, if you look around you, you see a lot of brilliant people who have tried businesses at some point, probably failed. Some people have tried businesses, they are doing well. Some people they're scared to try. They're scared to try. We're all gifted differently, but we're still living in a world that we're still living in a world where we struggle every day. Do you know why? Because the old script no longer works. You know, those days, for decades, the generational promise was simple. Go to school, get a degree, and your financial security is secured, is guaranteed. But today, we look at a global unemployment rate and realize that a degree is no longer a golden ticket. It is simply a baseline. If you want, either you like it or not, whatever degree you have, the next question I will ask you is that, what else can you do? What skills you have? Yes, because it is simply a baseline. To understand how we navigate into new frontiers, we must anchor ourselves in timeless wisdom. You know, even the Bible says, see thou a man diligent in his business. He shall stand before kings, not before mere men. The scriptures does not say a man with only a certificate will stand before kings. It specifies a man who is diligent in business, someone who possesses masterly skill, competence, practical expertise. God himself endorsed technical education. Yes, when he chose Bezalel in Exodus 31, 3-5, filling him with the Spirit of God in wisdom, understanding, and in all manner of workmanship to design artistic designs in gold, silver, and bronze. So the technical education sector, the skill sector is there for us. Some of you'll be inside your house, you'll be singing. You'll be singing. When they give you mic, you will now run away. That is what would prosper you. Some of you will cook. Me, I don't like cooking. No apologies. I cook, but it's not. I don't do other people's jobs. That's it. I always tell my people, if you are worth $1,000, don't be caught doing a $1 job. You have a fashion brand that you are controlling. You have a factory that you are controlling like 50 people, and then you are now washing clothes. You will now sit down and be washing your clothes. You'll be too tired to be creative. Guard what is important to you. Guard what is. Do you understand? The engine room. Guard it and contract the ones that you know that this one will drain me. Contract it out. Some of us are too stingy. We can't pay this, we can't pay that, we can't. So how do people get empowered? When you are doing everything, other people's jobs, you are doing it. You want to do compare by yourself. There's an event, you want to do the compare. You want to do fashion. You want to do baking. Some people, they do both catering and fashion. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. Because both are very consuming, fields. So pick one, do it well, get your certification. That's part of why I'm here today. Some of us, we have been doing this work for so long, and you look down on certificates like NABTEB, and you would now get to a place that you need. A friend called me recently. They need to promote them because they are converting. Federal government is pumping a lot of money into TVET now. I don't know if you are aware. They are paying people who are going to learn 22,500 per month. They just increased it yesterday to 30,000. They've pumped a lot of money into it. The quality assurance assessment, I am one of those who quality assure to ensure that the NOS, the National Operational, the NOS, the NOS, National Operational Standards, thank you, is followed to ensure that the students are safe, the learners are safe, the instructors are fair with their assessment, to ensure that when you hire an electrician and he leaves, the light will not spark. To ensure that when you wear a dress that she makes, you will not be dancing in party and then you hear Those are things, those are quality assurance issues. You understand? The federal government is pumping a lot of money into it, and some of us, we are still there. We are complaining, we are praying, we are fasting. After you have fasted and prayed, go and enroll for a skill. How do you know what kind of skill I should take? What are those things that you will do naturally? What are those things that you know that when you do it, even if they don't pay you, you are fulfilled? That is skill that God has given you that will prosper you. And then when you need to start, there's something they call imposter syndrome. We all, have it. Sometimes you want to post, you're like, is it good enough? You have even recorded, you just delete it and say, just start. Just start. You don't need to make perfect. You understand? Start making for yourself. When people see it on you, just start cooking that momo. You don't know whether that momo is what will take you to your throne. Just start singing that song. Okay, sorry. So basically, I'm here to encourage us to step out, even for parents. Before your child is 20, let them have a skill. Don't let them go to summer school and be learning maths and English again. Let them have a skill. By God's grace, my boys, by 14, Anjola already has his NAPTEP certificate in photography. By 14, yes, because it's what I do. I have to practice what I preach. They both have their skills and they are using it as a part-time. Even when he was in school, he was taking pictures, was doing photo shoots. He was a rich student. He was making money. Now, what that does is that it's already preparing them for the marketplace. It's not when they graduate, they are clueless. You understand? So you need, even you that are seated here today, you are working in an office, you are an accountant, you need a skill. Get a skill. And like I have mentioned to that day, the church actually embraced skill, skill empowerment. But we still have some of us that the church will pay. They will pay for us. We will still not be serious about it. And then after service, we will not be disturbing people. It is not good. We need to respect ourselves. Get skilled, and you to be the one that is giving people money. Thank you very much.